If you're like me and you struggle with finding good costume ideas for your dance pieces, then stick around because this video is for you. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how to use ChatGPT to help with your costume design ideas. I wasn't going to make this video originally, but right now I'm actually in the middle of company camp and I had to submit all of my costume ideas for our competition pieces, and I struggle when it comes to costuming. I am very much a utility based wearer when it comes to clothing, so as long as it's comfortable, as long as it fits, I'm good. I don't really like to stay on top of trends, and I don't know what colors match well with what and textures and all that stuff. And so it always takes me a super long time to find a costume that I like, especially when it comes to hip hop, especially because still, even in 2024, dance catalogs have terrible hip hop costume options. Wiseman, Revolution, all the other ones. If you see this, come on, please give us more options. I feel like often it's still just a non-glittery street jazz costume. Usually for my costume process, I will start by skimming through the dance catalogs to see if there's anything that catches my eye, and then I'll go on YouTube and look at different pieces from like Vibe or Body Rock or things like that to see if there's inspiration from there. And then once I have an idea, I'll go onto those catalog websites again or Amazon to try and find pieces that fit the vision that I am going for. But it really takes a long time. Now this year I have a small hip hop group with 5 dancers, and I was really struggling. I had done my whole process and still wasn't quite sure which direction to go with, and so I decided to try ChatGPT, and the results actually really surprised me with how well it worked. Not only was it able to give me some ideas that I could then riff off of, but I could then take screenshots of certain pieces of clothing, give it to ChatGPT, and it gave me a render of what it might look like all together, which was really, really cool because that's something I really struggle with when it comes to costuming, is visualizing all these different pieces together. So I'm just gonna show you the prompt that I used, the process and iterations I had to go through, share the results, and hopefully it helps you the next time you have to find costumes for your piece. So this is the prompt that I put in. I choreographed a hip-hop competition piece and I need some costume ideas. The 3 songs I use are a Light Feet remix version of One More Time by Daft Punk, Work by ATEEZ, and Lean Back by Fat Joe. By the way, editing these pieces of music together was not a nightmare, but it took me so long. I could not figure out the right combination of songs. So anyways, it's a group of 5 girls. Can you give me some costume ideas for this piece? They need to be able to move comfortably in these costumes. So I think just right away, something to note for AI prompts, the more specific you are, the better. So instead of just saying a hip hop piece, I try to give it the song ideas. I told it they need to be able to move comfortably just to make sure, things like that. I probably could have been even more specific. I could maybe given it a color palette I was thinking of, but honestly, I had no other ideas. So this is what it gave me. It gave me 4 different ideas: retro futuristic streetwear, urban chic, sporty vibes, monochrome with a pop. Now, if you quickly scan through these, you'll see it's kind of generic. They don't give me a specific thing per se, but I will say I thought it was interesting that it said retro futuristic streetwear for this first one, because I think that's definitely influenced by the fact that I used Daft Punk. Versus urban chic is, I would say, would fit more with the second song, Work, or even the third song, Lean Back. And then these 2 are like, I would say a little more generic, not necessarily matching a specific song. Sporty vibes maybe could be Work. But I really appreciate, again, as someone who had no ideas, this was something just to riff off of. I think right away I decided I didn't like the retro streetwear idea, even though I appreciated the suggestion. But I really like the urban chic one and the monochrome one. So I asked for some reference images. Now, what I was hoping it would do is, give me some Google search results, and some actual pictures of this thing, or generate some images, but I think it was a little too vague. And so this time, when I said reference examples, okay, to be fair, I didn't say pictures, so, but I did try thinking later, pictures, and it still didn't work. But example, so then it gave me something a little more specific. So joggers, cargo pants, fitted crop tops or hoodies. So that's where I got the idea now for my more specific example later on. I decided to go with a cropped hoodie. And then I found some jeans I liked on a catalog that I liked as well. So then my picture examples, again, so I think it really struggles with that. Maybe it's not allowed to, or it just doesn't have that capability, but it definitely got more descriptive or more specific in its descriptions for each style example, which I really appreciated. And so then I decided to pivot and I asked it, if I give you some screenshots of different articles of clothing, can you put them together so I can see what it looks like? And so that was really cool because I wasn't sure if that would work, but it did. So I went onto Amazon and I got the screenshot of this pink hoodie. And now I did tell it I was going to give it 2 images separately. And I think that this is important because I didn't want it to get confused and think I was asking it to combine, for example, these bottoms with this top. I wanted it to combine, I wanted it to combine these pants with this top. So I tried to be more specific. So I uploaded the first screenshot and I said this pink cropped hoodie, and then it said got it. And then I gave it with these acid washed jeans. And look, this is the render that it gave me, which is super cool. It even gave me a beanie, the shoes to go with it, and all that kind of color scheme. And then I said, what if it was with black sneakers? Now I was hoping just kind of all black, but it did change. Let me move this down. It did change it to then black and pink sneakers, which I thought was really cool as well. So all of that to say, we did then end up ordering the pink hoodie. It didn't work out because the dimensions were just wrong and the sleeves are a little too short for what I need. So I'm now looking for other pink hoodies and we're waiting for the pants to come in. But that was the process. Super simple, super easy to use. And again, you have access to the whole 4.0 model, which allows you to have the image generation and things like that. Now, remember, you're gonna have limited access to it. So I'm assuming if I kept using this and kept asking it to create these renders for me, eventually I would have hit a limit and had to wait until the next day or just create a different account and use that one. But super easy to use, and then I can take this and then use it as reference when I'm looking for stuff. If you're working on a show or working with a collaborator, you can download these and give it to that person as reference images. It's super, super cool. That's all for this video. I hope it was helpful. Again, make sure you check out the previous video I made about ChatGPT and how dancers and dance companies and dance studios can use it as a marketing tool. And if you're on Instagram, make sure you click on the link in the description for my free Instagram profile checklist for dancers to make sure you are being seen in the best light possible on your social media. That's it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know every time I drop a new video. And I'll see you next time.